This is going to be what will hopefully be the first video in a series about execution frameworks. So execution frameworks is a word I've made up myself. You'll see no one else use it, which sort of raises the question, what is an execution framework and why are they so important? I would say that my definition of an execution framework is any system for managing action. So there's all kinds of actions you'd want to manage and thus all kinds of systems. So you might use Superman Plan to manage your day, or Superman Task List to manage the stuff that you want to do, or Roam to manage your process of making notes, or a calendar to manage the things you want to do farther off in the future. And I think the reason that all of these kinds of systems are so important is that if you want to go from B to A, and you don't have an execution framework, you're just trying, then you're going to go all over the place and it's not going to be a very clear path and it's going to be just a huge mess. So to me, execution frameworks are really important for going from this to going to this. So basically just removing the uncertainty from your life such that, if let's say that I need to message someone and I add it to my task list, basically I want to have a system that's guaranteeing that if I want to message someone by tomorrow, that system will take care of it for me and that I don't have to worry about it so much. And I don't just end up all over the place with ignoring it or not knowing what to do when the time comes and that kind of thing. So the question then is, how do you choose or make these execution frameworks for all these different kinds of things? And I think the only answer is just to experiment. I've looked at a lot of prescriptions or other ideas from stuff I've read. And I think it's really hard to just copy what someone else has told you and then just do it for yourself. But I think that it can be a good starting point and somewhere you can build off of. So I think specifically there's room for improvement in two areas. And generally prescriptions or other people's ideas focus on systematic action, but not systematic awareness. So what I mean by these two is basically systematic awareness is being aware of problems. So on a first order level, you might be aware that in your life you have a lot of issues getting things done or you're constantly feeling stressed. But I think that awareness can go a lot farther than that. So if you're consistently not messaging someone and it's causing you stress, I think that there's a second order awareness that is very important to execution frameworks of why do you not want to message this person and how can you fix that on a recurring basis? And how can you just eliminate that problem long term instead of having to deal with it newly each time that you see it? And the second part about systematic action is basically these kinds of systems like plan or task lists, which just tell you what to do and just externalize the worry about that. And this is where I think you'll find a lot of stuff that people have written. And probably one of my favorite books on this would be James Clear's Atomic Habits. And I think it's good, but I think that a lot of these books focus too much on systematic action without first focusing on systematic awareness. So as an example, if you want to implement a habit in your daily life and something goes wrong, there are 100 possible causes. But if you just look at the systems and how you should implement it and you don't think about the underlying net, which is sort of deciding where things are going, and there's this factor you can't see outside of your control, then I think no matter what you do, you're constantly going to fail. So I think that both of these aspects are very important. So this channel is going to focus on experiments in improving awareness and action and failures in improving awareness and action. So I think when you look at other people's solutions to problems, there's a bit of survival bias or survivorship bias. So as an example, if Elon Musk has his wonderful system that works for him and he can consistently put out 18 hours a day, you might think, wow, that's cool. I should do that too. But you won't see both the failures that he had along the way and how that same system didn't work for other people. So I want to give both an idea of what I am doing that is working, but also what isn't, so that people can see what they should or shouldn't do. So what am I hoping to accomplish with these videos? So mainly two things. So I want to improve my own execution frameworks, so how I do things and what I know. And I also want to help others create and improve theirs. Because if you don't sort of master a lot of these basics about your life, and how you're approaching managing your actions, I think that you're just leaving too much up to uncertainty. And I want to help other people improve their systems, how they live. So I'm not sure yet if I'll be able to do that, but that's what I'm aiming for. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you'll like my future ones as well. Thanks.